6. Mic check, mic check. Are we live? Are we live?
Oh, looks like we're live.
Yeah. I tell you, man, it's been such a busy 2 weeks. I love it though. I love being busy and doing stuff since I retired. I'm retired one time, but I like to working on my second retirement. And I'm super jealous of Coach Anthony because he's been going to these conferences, which I love to make time and do. And so I want to talk a little about that because I see everything you post. And I know I'm down here in San Diego, and LA does have some conferences, but we'll stop by. We have some 3 big stories. One about the viral Jonny Valentine, singer and model slash whatever. Talk about him. We've got another passing of a big star that was part of my 20-year-old club time, Fatman Scoop. And then we have a mom going viral talking about a PowerPoint she did to talk about the birds and the bees, which I never got. Gen X here, I never got. So we'll talk about that with Coach Anthony about if he ever got a, what do you call that? A birds and the bees talk by your parents.
Oh,
I didn't.
geez. No,
I didn't. Hold on. All right, stand by.
Down at those who left me, promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy, Brody moving state to state, make $1 million out the semi, plus I grind it from the start. I was stacking pennies, I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti, who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready?
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Welcome back, everybody. Highway 54. My name is DJ Kid Mango. We've got Coach Anthony from About That Wallet.
Yo.
What's going on?
It's another day, man. It's just trying to get through this week. Got a lot coming up. September's here. Got to get my newsletter going and got to show up with some new stuff that I came across that I think is interesting for everybody.
Yeah. So, is it over last week? Over the weekend, you had a conference.
Oh, it was last weekend. Yeah.
Last weekend. Yeah.
What's the last week? No, the week before that. So it's actually called Podcast Movement.
Mm.
So it's one of the biggest podcast conferences, I would say, in the United States, if not the world, where podcasters will come from all over the world to this particular conference. I've met people from Australia, from the UK, from Canada, Mexico. Like, it's all over the place. And this is pretty much how I say it has to be one of the top conferences that I say all podcasters should go to.
Yeah.
Even if they thinking about being a podcaster, it's definitely a place to be.
Nice, nice. I know we talked about that a couple months ago, and I'm telling you, man, my intentions are always like, yeah, I'm gonna go with Coach Anthony this one time. Where was this at? Is it Colorado?
No, this one was actually in Maryland, right over here in
Maryland.
at National Harbor. We could
Gotcha.
have hung out with D3 and Carla while you're
Oh,
down.
nice, nice, nice. Did they go to the conference too, or they
No,
just
they
went?
didn't. I think they were in Vegas at the time.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, great. I mean, out of the was it 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or?
Oh no! They do it during the week, so it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So
Oh
it's
wow, wow! And you went to every day. Every day they had it.
oh yeah, I stayed at the hotel in the Gaylord. So it was at the Gaylord, and they talked. I mean, the Gaylord, I didn't realize how big it is. This is my
Mm,
first time actually being there and actually staying inside that building.
yeah.
But I mean, it was really decked out, really laid out. They maximized that space as much as possible.
Okay.
A lot of sponsors, a lot of podcast hosting platforms that were there.
Hmm.
A lot of other just big people and big names. I even got like some free stuff that I did not bring here with me to showcase. But like I got a free ring light with a camera. I mean a free ring light with a microphone. I got like some free stationery. I even
Nice.
got like some free like a lot of free merch.
Yeah.
They always giving away free stuff. But far as just I was just surprised that this particular conference and these people were actually giving away such valuable items. So I might
Mhm.
do it as a giveaway. Not during my live show. I might give it away during my next conference that I'm speaking
Okay.
at. I'm speaking in October.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so I'll be talking to Afros and Audio podcast conference. So if they only have 50 tickets left
Hmm.
to sell
Where
those out,
where is
in
that at?
Baltimore.
Baltimore too.
Mhm.
And everything's happening over there.
Well, yeah, this year I was surprised. Because next year it's all in the Midwest, it's in the middle of the countries. Because I
Okay.
think I did sign up for podcast movement to be in Texas.
Yeah.
So I'll be going there for next year. And it was only $100
Wow,
for the
okay.
conference. But
Nice.
now I'm not sure if the tickets are still on sale.
All that depends on the venue and what they're gonna have. So it may be different prices all the time.
Well, the tickets are a lot cheaper when you get them after the last day of the prior event.
Gotcha.
So if you want to get tickets for Texas, I'm looking it up right now.
Hmm.
They have it on sale for 109. So the
Oh,
price
okay.
is about $10.
Not
So
bad. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy, not crazy, but it's super interesting that I'm sure the energy was just out of this world.
it's massive.
Both of us got into podcasting, pretty much during COVID times, and it's been 4 or 5 years, and we're still doing it, and we do the love, the joy for it, and so being around people that have done the same thing, some around our area, but our kind of situation, but some very popular, and they're monetizing, making money, and all that. So it must be unreal to have like-minded people in the same room sitting next to you, either struggling or having good success. And I'm sure you grabbed some networking and mentors during the time you were there.
Oh yeah. Well, mostly connections with the local in the DMV area because I didn't realize there were so many podcasters in this area.
Oh,
But I would say that if anything else, it helps broaden the scope of what's the possibility of being a podcaster. Far as
yeah, yeah,
how far it could take you. Do you want to go across the world, halfway across the world, just to do a speaking event, or even become a speaker? I mean, this is kind of what we do all day, but to share our knowledge and thoughts, it's actually pretty interesting to see how things go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, offline we'll talk about some stuff and what you learn and some takeaways. But the real takeaway, I mean, if you have to name one, what would be like something like, "Wow, I didn't know."
From that conference, um, I would have to say one of the things that I did learn a lot was about how come some of the bigger podcasters don't show up to these events.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things they don't showcase. But as far as numbers wise, I mean, it's always talk about the analytics. The
Mm,
Diary of a CEO was actually there this year,
okay.
and um, he is a British podcaster, but he's pulling in about, you know, I'll say about 100 grand a month from
Whoa.
podcasting.
Okay.
So, just to kind of see the possibilities of a team of, I think he said like 50 or 60 people to run his whole show. And it's just amazing on the analytics and way how they look at the psychology of people
Mm, mm,
viewing the show and when to do the cuts and everything like that. It's
yeah. Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. You would think like maybe like Joe Rogan, Tiger Belly, their team. All these podcasts that we see all the time. Bigger names, and like you said, there's a team behind them for the most part. Once they're pulling in those ad revenues and sponsors, there's always someone producing, someone booking, someone managing, and they make it look easy. But I know there's a whole team of people that make that work. I know we both kind of follow comedians and other financial during your genre. But yeah, I think life gets getting to me here in California and just Monday through Friday doing my thing and taking care of family. I don't get the chance to really dive into the podcast except for Sundays when I have it with you, or if I'm catching work and I catch you, go on and I'll make my comments on your Thursdays. Well, great, great. Wait, we'll talk offline. Well, I'm glad you had fun, and I know you're
Oh
going to
yeah.
speak at it too. I've been busy. I've been behind the scenes with TEDx Escondido,
Oh
TEDx
nice.
San Diego. We provided hair and makeup for the event, and just looking behind the scenes and the producers and the directors and how they run it and streaming and all that, and then the different speakers that's going up, how they have an audition, and then they have writers within the team to help you spruce up your what do you call it, your speech. And so pretty interesting. I had it pretty much back to back, TEDx Escondido and TEDx San Diego. So pretty interesting. And I know you've been speaking at least twice, and I was wondering if maybe one down the road you would be TEDx Baltimore, TEDx.
Like
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get that book.
This book is actually pretty good. I actually listened to the audiobook first. But I
Mm,
always ask for the books to be given to me as a gift, the
yep.
physical ones, especially if I listen to them for free at the library. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, welcome,
I
welcome.
do really like this book.
Cool. All right, let's go into our topics here. We got today, um, birds and the bees with a mom putting a PowerPoint together. Very smart, and some tips that she got from her that we can follow if those who got kids and teenagers in that realm. So stand by. All right. So, mom's PowerPoint sex talk, millennial parenting for the win. Forget those awkward birds and bees chats. One mom schooled the internet on how to give a sex talk for her teenager. The PowerPoint prodigy Tamara Mason ditched the birds and the bees for bullet points, creating a viral PowerPoint presentation for her 14-year-old daughter. Award-worthy slides from healthy relationships to STI prevention. This mama covered it all with slick design and zero awkwardness. Millennial parenting for the win. Mason captioned her TikTok. Tell me you're a millennial. Tell me you're a millennial. Tell me you're a millennial without telling me you're a millennial. We hear you, girl. Parents are loving it. Comments are flooding in on her TikTok, praising her approach, calling it smart and what will set this next generation apart. The slides, Mason's even selling the presentation on Etsy. Pretty smart.
Oh,
So let's see here. So here are some of her key points that she covered on her PowerPoint. Where is it at? And how smart is she? She's gonna sell this slide. That's actually a great idea, actually.
I mean, you gonna show the screen?
Oh, hold on. I'm looking here for. Oh, there you go. Okay. Here it is.
Because I'm thinking that'll be pretty interesting to see, like, if she's selling it on Etsy. Usually on Etsy they'll tell you how many have been sold.
Yeah.
And then, just thinking about it why not? If you made some pretty cool slides, why not put them together and sell them on
Yeah.
Etsy? Because I think on Etsy you can set your price with slides. So if I were to sell my speech slides,
Okay.
I would probably sell them for like, I don't know, $3.
Right.
Even though I
Yeah.
give them to you for free. For
I know.
being at the
Get
conference.
the quantity versus like one shot. $30. No one's gonna do that.
Yeah.
All right. So here is.
Depending. If you get Steve Jobs slides, how much would you pay for Steve Jobs slides?
Yeah.
Well, it feels alive.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So here's some of her sex talks in a relatable way. She created a comfortable environment. She picked up a private time, place where her teen feels safe for an open discussion. Try to avoid lecturing, she said. Focus on open communication, encouraging your teen to ask questions. Let them know you're listening without judgment. Use inclusive. That's going to be hard. And non-judgmental language. Avoid shaming or moralizing the language. Stick to facts and science-based information. Discuss constant boundaries and healthy relationships. Talk about respecting oneself, others, and others. Communication is to identify unhealthy dynamics. Cover the basics of sexuality, contraceptive, STI. Provide information on the anatomy, puberty changes, safe sex practices, and resources for further learning. Share your own values and experience if appropriate. This can help you stay relatable and allow your teen to see as a trusted confidant. And then, of course, encourage them to come to you with any questions afterwards, and let them know the door is always open. This is great to have, but not everybody's a great communicator.
That is true. Because from a teaching standpoint, you need what they call it, a differential way of actually providing the information, and you need to make sure you be able to reach all people at once, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I would be fair to say that this PowerPoint, if she hasn't done it already, could be a great TED Talk. Being behind the scenes with Escondido, the TEDx Escondido and the TEDx San Diego. The topics are usually all over, more localized, no politics, a little bit of politics, but not like to a point where I'm a Republican, Democrat. But this could be a Birds and the Bees, the Birds and the Bees slideshow TED Talk. And maybe she got encouraged by a lot of these speakers on TED Talk or similar platforms. And I always thought I'm pretty good in PowerPoint, but looking at the PowerPoint that she has, very clear, not too much information, key points, bright, of course, for Gen Zs. You always want to be popping, but not too much pictures and all that. So, and this is great. And then also, since she's had this go viral on TikTok, like, hey, I might as well sell this. I might as well sell this at Etsy. Hey,
Yeah, you got to capitalize on it, because sometimes if you're not monetized on these social media platforms, you can still get paid otherwise. And that's why some people come with Patreon or merch or something like that based on what they talking about. So even for me, long form content, like one of my videos about to hit 1,000, and that's long form. I'm surprised.
Wow.
For views. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a sneak preview of her slide. Birds and the bees, relationships, parental supervision, setting boundaries. Wow. I mean, mom did the homework. So the key is did you get it? What was your sex education experience?
Uh, there wasn't one from like my parents. It mostly got it from school, from sex ed. That was about it.
Yeah.
So
Um, Gen X here. Whatever sex ed I got as far as information was, I think it was third grade, fourth grade sex education. So the actual talk about the birds and the bees, I don't remember too much. But I remember at least twice we talked about, anatomy and STI and contraceptive and all that. But it wasn't like prolific or anything. I think more from HBO Max or Playboy magazine and life experience. Um,
right.
but I think back then we were a little bit more sheltered within just our local area and our friends and family and the city or town that you live in versus now the world is at our kids and ourselves fingertips, and so what we saw about sex came from occasionally watching a movie or a VHS or the 3 or 5 channels.
Hold on. When you say VHS, I mean like your parents had left one inside the VHS
Yup.
tape, and
Hey,
you press
we call it Boomba tape, bruh. The Boomba tape. Those who know
the one
the
that
sexy
was like
tape.
labeled as, oh yeah, Christmas 2020.
Yeah,
No, Christmas 1980, something like that.
exactly. Superman versus Wonder Woman. Deep Throat. I'm naming out the classics. But of course we have Playboy. Remember the cable box, and they scrambled it if you
I
don't
heard
have it.
about it,
Yeah.
yeah, but I never dabbled.
Yeah. So I think between us and maybe the earlier millennials, we're the last of like the world is not at your fingertips, and your world is localized.
Right.
Yeah, and we just experience your first kiss, your first hold, your first booby. I don't know. But no, I never. My parents never. I had girlfriends throughout my on and off when I think as early as she's fourth grade, fifth grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and then got serious obviously when I got into high school. But no, never a talk. Kind of assumed and everything. But if now, I mean, I'm assuming she is maybe late millennial, and she's talking to her kids, the Gen Z. And now there's so much information that you could put together, which she did, and to put in a PowerPoint to communicate effectively to your kid. So good on her. And then of course she's monopolizing it now with TikTok and now on Etsy. Well, I mean that's the way of the world now. Selling information. What works for you could work for everybody else.
Well, think about it. Like a lot of people don't want to read anymore. So if you're just going to have it visually and provide it to them that way,
Yeah.
then provide it to them that way, like the way they're going to consume it. Because like all these books that are behind me, I consumed, I'll say 90% of them, and
Yeah.
taking action on most of the information. There's a couple of them I need to read,
Mm.
but for the most part, I mean, when it comes to like sex education, there's a book for the adults who don't know how to do sex ed. It's
What? Oh,
called.
said sex ed talk or says.
Oh no, it's about for the men. So it's called She
Ah.
Comes First. And the beauty of this book is that it talks about how to pleasure a woman and the ignorance of being ignorant around that area. So you have to make sure that you provide, quality connection.
Uh-huh.
And I highly recommend this book, mostly because I listened to a podcast where they said that these are two sex therapists, and they both recommend this book that they give to their clients so that they can learn to be well with each other and get to know each other a little bit more. And it's mostly the guy, because the guy doesn't listen. So this book actually helps you listen.
Emotional damage.
We
Helps
don't.
you listen.
Well,
So-
we were selective on our listening.
Yeah, very selective.
Very expensive.
So if you want to make sure you do it right.
Wow. I mean, encouraging for those who like to read.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like, not feel like, I know that TikTok now is a lot of source of information for a lot of people because we consume it every day. I'm one, and Instagram, and so 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to sell me. You have 30 seconds to let me know what you're telling me about, whether it be facts or news or information. And this PowerPoint, the way I see it, she's hitting all the marks, and just made it a fun way to do it. And yeah, you're right with books like that. That us even going in our 30s and 40s and 50s need how to communicate and talk about sex, because like you said, we learn by experience. We learn by, you know um on not the warpath, but out there in the battlefield. And how to talk to people, how to talk to each other, how to talk to your mom, your partner, STDs and hormones and blah 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 blah. We don't just get that from a PowerPoint, or we've never got that from a PowerPoint and that book. But how could someone take that book and make that to a PowerPoint slide?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to take the parts that you actually thought were interesting, make it to a PowerPoint slide.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Easy.
That's actually pretty interesting. What if I take a whole book of stuff and make it to a PowerPoint and sell the PowerPoint? Oh,
Hey, go for it. Because I mean, everything is available on Etsy. Like, there's so many digital downloads. Like, why limit
yeah,
yourself? So,
exactly, exactly. I mean, the thing is like, is just the execution, doing what all these people are doing. Information. It's the grind of like selling a journal, selling a form, selling a sign. That people are not an help to use Canva or Photoshop, making these simple things, not simple, but things that people like, oh my God, I need to do something, make a form, or I need a slideshow to do that. So it's great. I didn't know they sold PowerPoints on Etsy. So that's my first time learning about that, but makes me think, if you can make what, $50 off a PowerPoint, hmm, something
I
digital.
mean, go for it. I mean, sure, $50 is a small thing to ask, but I mean, if there's so many PowerPoints or downloadables that people sell it for like $1 and they sell them
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thousands of them things, like it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
well, I meant like, well, if I had a PowerPoint I'm selling for $1 or two, and 50 people downloaded, obviously you probably wanted more than $1 because then you have like these fees and taxes, so you might be like $1.50 or $2.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that you sold some coloring books or coloring.
Yep. So I
Yeah.
made a, well, you could do it the same way, but the paper quality isn't that great. So I created a calendar for 2025.
Okay.
So you can use, I mean, it's not the best paper for coloring as you can already see through the next page.
Yeah.
However, if you were to write a book and self-publish,
Hmm.
as this lady did, who I had as a guest on my show,
Yes, I
Bernadette
remember. Yeah,
Joy,
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
like her paper quality is the same. So
Mm.
if you want to self-publish, um, or even thinking about using like Amazon for some odd reason, remember you got to think about the paper quality. So if you do want a true book, then
Mm.
go to an actual books company and actually have them print it out, then have them ship it to Amazon and sell it that way.
Yeah. So
Because
what was the run that, how many could you make minimally or the most?
with Amazon, you can make it minimal as one, because
Okay.
it's print on demand. Now, as
Oh,
far
gotcha.
as the max you can purchase by yourself at the discounted rate is 999 copies.
Well, yeah, pretty much 1,000.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but as you see on this one, it says not for resale. So, because it's like the owner's copy.
Okay.
And I ordered like 3 of those. I think I gave one away and gotta
Mhm.
give one to my mom, wherever it's at.
And so that's up on Amazon right now.
Yep, you can go to Amazon, just type in 2025 calendar, and then type in Anthony Weaver, and it'll be the first one.
And so what would be how's it doing right now?
Nobody bought any. I mean, it's still early for people to buy a calendar to 2025. So
Yeah. And do you like promote it on your website or on your podcast?
not yet.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because it's 2025, so I'm waiting until like I wanted to get it done now, so that when I start talking about it, come like I'll probably start talking about it around November, December. To tell people to start getting these for either gifts for themselves or gifts to people that they care about, so that they can actually utilize the calendar to their benefits, to be better with their finances.
And how much are you selling that? How much are you selling that on Amazon?
I think I'm only got it for like $14, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I remember you talked about you're doing some forms on Etsy. Did you do some forms on Etsy?
No, I don't think I put forms on Etsy, but I talked about, how much people actually are making from these, just from forms. And I thought it was actually pretty cool that people are, I'm selling these books. I just looked it up. It's for like $7.27.
Gotcha.
For this book.
Nice.
So it's not even $1 a month. You can get yourself a calendar.
Perfect. Well, what I'll do is, if you don't mind, I'll put the link on the YouTube and on Facebook. Is it live? It's live now.
Oh yeah, it's live now.
Okay.
You just if you just want to go to Amazon, check it out. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's go into the news. I'm going to talk a little bit about 2024. Take a little bit personal, but hold on. Just looking at the live feed on Instagram. Yeah, we've been doing this for the past couple of months now, but everybody's popping in, popping out. I see a lot of people do live feed, and thank you guys for joining us. Bubba, Andrew, Rose from Bella's Academy, thanks for joining and commenting. Appreciate it. And is that Oculus? Daniel, hey, what's going on? Daniel from Marietta, thanks for joining on.
Daniel.
Yep. So 2024. Those who follow me on Facebook and Instagram, those know I lost my the oldest of 10 of my mom's siblings. He's also the last brother. Just passed away the 31st yesterday, but it was actually Friday on our time. He was already 88. He was already down roll spiral, but I had a chance for him to see my wedding 2 years ago, which this month is 2 years.
It's been that long?
Yeah, so I got married. Yeah, 2 years. Yeah. So if you look at my Facebook or Instagram, you'll see a picture of him at my wedding, and of course, you'll see my auntie, at the funeral. And the reason why I picked it up, saying this, really, I was close with him when I was little, but as I got older, we didn't spend a lot of time in the Philippines every so often, but it was good to see him. But we lost another uncle only a couple months ago, which is July. So within 2 months, we lost another brother, my mom. Out of 10, there's only 2 left. And so hearing the story now about this celebrity rapper that I grew up with when in my 20s and 30s, just kind of reminds you, like, the value of time, and the value of, like, there's no tomorrow. You can't wait too long. You gotta take action, but also spending more time with your family and your friends, those who are close to you. And then of course, I lost my sister in the beginning of the year. So with that said, hip hop heartbreak, Fatman Scoop dead at 53. I'm 50 years old. So the music world is reeling from this sudden loss. A legendary hype man, DJ Fatman Scoop. He collapsed on stage during a Connecticut concert Friday night, leaving fans and fellow artists in shock. Key facts: Fatman Scoop's real name is Isaac Freeman III. He was 53 years old. Known for his infectious energy and booming voice, Scoop was a staple in the hip hop scene for 2 decades. He collaborated with icons like Missy Elliott, Sierra, even snagging a Grammy for the Lose Control music video. Celebrity tributes pour in. Missy Elliott, your impact is huge, will never be forgotten. Questlove from The Roots says he was an embodiment of what hip hop was truly about. So, what caused? So the question was, what caused Fatman Scoop? He had a sudden collapse, and I believe he had some heart problems. I know he was obese or overweight, and of course, as you get into your 50s and hypertension and all that runs into play, you're not young anymore, right? I feel it too every day. Like, I'm groaning and aching, and I never had any problems with my knees or my body, but it's kind of like use it or lose it. And if you're in a stage where you're either overweight or not working out as much with your health, it can go down. He was only 53 years old. That's middle age. I'm 50, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on who you talk to, like, what is middle age? And that's why, like, depending on who you talk to, some people feel as though the reason why we all ache after 30 is because we weren't meant to live beyond 30. It's just that with everything else that's going on in society, we're able to live so far into beyond what we normally do. And because of that, we are at a time now where it comes to looking into your finances. It's like, you hear a lot of people going back to work because they don't have enough finances. And a lot of people who I've interviewed keep saying that health is wealth. But then it's like, well, what are you eating as if you having like free health insurance?
Exactly.
So, are you actually balancing out the alcohol with water, or balancing out the candy with fruits and vegetables like you're supposed to? Are you growing your own? Like, you don't be doing it all.
Yeah. Are you eating organic as much as possible, which means not just buying it. Obviously, it's I support farmers and all that, but it gets expensive to eat organic. So growing simple tomatoes, onions, in your backyard, some lemon trees. We have a lemon tree. We have a bay leaf tree, an amazing bay leaf tree. It's huge. It's like big as a car. And so we dropped our bay leaves because we make we use bay leaves in our food, Filipino food. So anybody want some bay leaves? Let me know. I just cut some and just dry it up. But we also have some vegetables that are we can just take off. I don't have a green thumb, so my mom does. I know Carla has a green thumb lately, and she's been growing some monster vegetables and fruits. So I think it's that time where we need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah. So I always go down this path because it's interesting in a sense when they always say follow the money. So
Yeah.
one of the things I've posted a link. If you want to share your screen, you can.
Okay.
But it's talking about from the FDA, and this is directly from the FDA when it comes to organic on the food label. So the FDA does not regulate the use of the term organic on food labels. The National Organic Program is the federal regulator framework governing the organically produced crops and livestock. So the USDA, or the U.S. Department of Agriculture, oversees the program that enforces NOP regulations and standards. They regulate the use of the term organic on food labels. So when it comes to that, it's like, well, what is considered organic? And that is interesting because, it could mean that it's organically grown, but it doesn't mean that they can't put pesticides and stuff like that on the outside of it.
Yeah.
Or that it's in heavily like fertilized soil. So they might be non-GMO, genetically modified organisms, but it could still be grown organically. So when it comes to organic, it really depends on who you talk to. Just from you utilizing that term. So I just want to kind of share that.
Yeah. Organic United States is way different from organic Asia or Japan or
Right.
organic Europe. Fun fact, not fun fact, but a fact. Some European Union, the European Union body doesn't recognize our bread as bread.
Yeah. So the USDA does have a link on their profile on their website that talks about, you know, actually different farms that
Mm,
are actually classified as organic. And if you have a farm yourself, you can actually get certified organic. So, and if you want the organic labeling, you can get all that fun stuff too.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and so when they talk about the requirements, though, and that's one of the things it's interesting. So they actually have a nice FAQ page.
Mm,
I'm sorry to go down this rabbit hole. Like I said, it's a tough thing to say without going behind the words. So if you click on the link that says "Get Certified Organic," scroll down on
down
the
here.
left hand side up a little bit. Nope, to the right, to the right, to the right.
Oh,
There, you go. Yeah, in the blue, the far left in the blue column in the blue. Hey,
right here.
so up one, up one. There you go. Organic labeling.
Okay.
Or yeah. So that one, if you scroll down, so that right there actually kind of show a little bit something. So these are a lot of Q&A. So if you scroll down a little bit more, the second question, that one, can the product be labeled organic without being certified? Now that right there is actually interesting.
Mm,
Um, because a lot of people can say like, hey, these are organically grown. They could be a local farmer without being labeled. Um, and if you're not certified, you must not make any organic claim. But I mean, do they have to come by and like really test it out and seal it off, like
mm,
to really so you can just showcase your stuff?
yeah, yeah,
Um, because like the butter company, what it Kroger Gold or something like that,
yeah, yeah.
and they were saying like, well, our stuff is originally from uh Ireland.
Hmm.
But they was like, well, it's not pure because you're actually having the wrapping leaching chemicals into the butter.
Yeah.
So, it's like, come on.
Mm.
But I
Well,
mean, like I said, it's a whole nother rant that like this is a whole thing when it comes to health. It's like it's very important to
yeah.
understand uh
It's
what you're
kind of
actually getting.
it's I would say for the normal person or normal American, it's super exhausting to kind of like, is this organic? It's not organic, or even just companies trying to sell their product as organic. There's so much you have to go through, like you said. How can I get certified for my product to be organic? There's got to be a big ass department in FDA that they deal with it on a daily day basis for new farmers or people growing food.
Well, you would think that, but I mean, think about all these companies that were doing layoffs. So it's like, how
Mm.
many people are really dedicated to this? Like maybe 50.
Yeah.
And how many companies are out there actually producing products every day? There's
Mm.
over how many SKUs in a grocery store? Usually around like
Yeah.
700 to 1,000 SKUs in the store just on food alone.
Yeah.
And then you expect, what I'm saying? You're only getting like maybe 1 to 2% to study for each
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest reasons, of course, the United States is one of the biggest consumers of food products by far in the world. But it's all the reason why GMO and chemicals is to make the product last longer on the shelves. Back in the day, 40, 50, 60 years ago, it was local. Remember when I've heard when milk was delivered, fresh from the cow. I mean, how can you deliver?
Unpasteurized.
Yeah, how can you deliver millions, about thousands daily? That would be nearly impossible. And so companies have to find a way to maximize profits by making a longer shelf life. Hence, why saying this is now you're putting all these chemicals to make it last longer, whether it be almond milk, orange juice, bread. Um, nobody like back in the like before, were like, oh, I'm gonna buy bread every day. I'm gonna get fresh bread every day. We're just not built that way, at least in the United States, where we're shopping every day for fresh produce. Now, if that's the case with, the culture where we're shopping every day, then there'll be a market for that where there now you have more organic, fresh eggs, fresh bread, fresh, fish, whatever, every day. But we're not that way. We shop for what? A month, 3 weeks, store it in hopes that we're gonna eat it. So that's the kind of the U.S. culture is we buy for the month and we hope that it doesn't spoil or expire. Versus like maybe like in Japan, they shop every day. Right before they go home, they buy the meat, they buy the vegetables. That's why I feel like when you eat in Japan or in Asia, you feel different when you eat. Even if you eat a lot, when you stuff yourself up, you feel fine. Like versus here, all these chemicals, all these oils, all these process, it's just like, man, I feel bad. I feel bloated, or getting the shats or the farts. That's because all those chemicals that we're eating. Anyways, that will lead into taking care of yourself, and I'm assuming without knowing a lot of information, Fatman Scoop, 53 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, we did go for a full whirlwind on that one.
I know.
Yeah, because I mean, health is important, and then seeing that number is around the corner. But also recently in my life, I'll say the men, at least on my mom's side, usually pass away around 42. So it's like,
yeah,
okay. So I gotta look forward to. So I don't have much longer to live, but I'm trying my best.
Well, I'm hoping that well, you're very conscious about your food and your intake and health. I think you'll last a little longer than
I try
your
to.
ancestors. Yeah,
I try
to. All right, let's go into our last topic of the day. Me scrolling, and look, it's very interesting, but please tell me I'm wrong. There is a guy named Jonny Valentine. He's actually a model, influencer, and he's a singer, and he has that Prince effect. You remember Prince?
Yeah, I heard of Prince.
All right, stand by. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, there's a guy named Jonny Valentine, and it's popping up on TikTok. He's got like 7, 8, 10 million views. Influencer model, but he has his song. I want to say it's the best promo for his song, and he sings well. He's a good-looking guy. He has that Prince effect. Why is he going viral? Because his song came out, and he's promoting the hell out of it by viral videos. There's even a video with him with Jared Leto, and they look alike. And Jared Leto has a video with him saying they're not it's not his son. It's not, but they look alike. So he has a video of him going to different scenarios, different people, and giving this look. And every person that he looks at, they either fall in love with him or smiling, whatever. So it's hard to kind of explain, but let me show it to you guys. You know what I mean. All right, so that's Jonny Valentine's. You got one of the biggest videos at 4.6 million or 6 million views. Let me get the.
Yeah, you got 6.5 up top, 7 million.
7.5. So here's a video. Which one can I pick here? There's a couple here, and he's doing it with celebrities too. Where is it? Let's do the latest one. All right, there. Okay, ready? Oh shoot! Let me make sure I can share. Hold on. You know how as you share, you don't know there's no audio.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure
Check the button.
video to share audio. Share tab. Yeah.
I don't think you actually clicked on it to play. So.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Can you hear it? No.
No, I don't have anything on my end.
Hear it now?
No. Do you have the volume up for the USB? Like for the? Oh, you know what? If you look in your browser, I see it.
Mm.
Do it. Share your screen again, dude.
Oh, sorry. Window. So I do window.
No. I'll show you. When you show your screen, I can see what you're doing.
Okay. There you go.
All right. So in your address bar, next to the star, all the way up top,
Mhm.
you see to the left. Is that Zoom or was that?
Zoom.
Oh, okay. No, go to the far left of that. You see where the two lines next to Instagram.com. Click that.
There you go.
Yep. Make sure
Automatic.
sound is on.
It's on.
Then,
Can you hear it now?
No, you got to unclick the mute button because you muted it. All right. Yep. So
You hear it now?
no. Where do you have the audio feed coming out of your laptop or your?
No, it's all.
Okay.
It's so weird. Everything changed. Hold on. Sorry.
You want me doing it on my end?
Let me see here. Share screen. Oh, there you go. Okay. I got it. All right. Sorry, guys. Poor host. There you go. All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right. So here's the beginning. He's in Target. He has his look. He's looking at 5 girls. Look at the 5 girls. You're like, what the hell? Okay. Look, I'm not gay, but well, he goes on and on and on, and there's several videos out there. He's the guy. The song is him actually singing. And
Oh,
so
just
he's
screwed, like a screwed version of his voice.
Yeah, and no, I mean, pretty sure there's auto-tune in there, but he's promoting his song by making these viral videos, and each video is in the millions, and he keeps doing the same thing over and over again, where he's looking at somebody and he just gives this look. There's only certain people who can do that. I'm pretty sure Bat Pitt can do it. Prince was one of them. I always bring up Prince because it questions you, the doughy eye, look. You're like, what the hell is going on? But you see the power of beautiful, the power of a look. First, what do you call that? First at first sight, love, whatever.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight, pretty much. But it keeps popping up in my video, and I keep watching it.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't come across my feed at all.
I know. Yeah. I'm so random. But the reason why I'm saying this is the power of social media, of something as simple as looking at another person. There's like the Hawk 2 girl, she got a 5 minute of fame, where this guy is combining his song, his Instagram, his TikTok, and then himself as a model or singer and all that. So, how do you crack the code? Are people just like lucky that way?
It really depends. It could be a combination of, this is where it goes to the psychology of people, because you realize in those clips, nothing was longer than less than a minute, less than a second clip.
Yeah.
So maybe like 1 to 1.2 seconds for a clip.
Yep.
And then also like the longest was his expression. Everything else was like them moving, but you can slow that timeline up in Instagram if you just want to do a post that way, or you can slow it up in like CapCut or something like that. So you can slow the time frame so it looks like it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
So you can do it in so many different ways. But also, if you notice, like you get the raw audio first, and then the music comes in. It's almost like how they do in films. So
yeah.
And then also people probably looking at the comments. And now I notice on Instagram, you can't pause it anymore if you're looking at it on your phone, at least for Android.
Yeah.
But for Apple, I'm not sure if they can pause it while you're looking at it. So you can constantly keep getting views, even though you're just looking at the comments.
Yeah.
So And a
So
lot.
I wanted to share a little bit of the of the comments. There again, he's being liked and compared to Jared Leto, and he looks just like him. And both of them, obviously, he has a couple celebrities doing the same thing. He even got the what's the guy Gary V. Gary
Oh,
V into
Garvey.
it to
Oh,
get the hits. Oh yeah. So here's some of the comments here. It says he goes bring back the shrug. He does the little shrug and look. He goes, more love for this man. Man never slips. Almost every video he has, they can't look away and they smile. You know, like you
yeah.
said, it's slowed down. Literally, probably the whole video take was like 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Ma-
usually less than 6.
Yeah. Um, how many times have you gone to do this and get recognized every single time? The guys are jealous. Bros upstairs never missed a riz. So yeah, I mean, now you're looking at these videos that are going viral. Is like you said, it's like seconds, and they're
Yeah.
getting these hits now. But here's a problem: we're already like a 30-second Vine, 30-second TikTok. Now you talk about 2 seconds.
You gotta go at least 6. I did a 1 second video on Instagram, and I have to say that one, I'm actually looking at my profile now because I remember when I did it, and I'm like, okay, let me just try this out just to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it got a lot of views just because it was just 1 second or
Okay.
less than a second.
Okay.
Um, I can't find it. I had to play through them all because some of them I know is just like bleep, 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 and that was it. And it wasn't like anything special. It was just, and I got like 500, so it wasn't like in the millions, but it was just interesting to see because I only had 1 million. I think I got up to 7 million views on one of my clips, but it's not even mine. I just kind of reposted.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Man, it's amazing how ever changing social media, good and bad, obviously, is making people very popular. And you're engaging music, you're doing visual, you're doing it now in 6 seconds. Probably took maybe 30 minutes to make, and then you're posting and you're getting these millions of views. Whether you're selling a product, selling your music, so it's almost like I think it was Master P saying music is dead. Music, the way music was done before, is dead.
yes and no.
Right?
I would say yes, only in the sense of the traditional way of, hey, you got to make sure you get on the radio and have a DJ play your song.
Yeah.
Versus now you can go ahead on and just kind of post it yourself up on YouTube. You can be SoundCloud or what have you, or use self-publish using like something like CD Baby. I've went through that process. It's very cheap, and they actually make sure you get all your royalties. But I would say no in the sense far as like you still got to grind. You still need to promote yourself. You need to still let people know face to face, like, hey, this is what I do, and actually go to physical venues because people still want to hear you. So that's the only reason why I say no in that aspect. But yes, in the way how it's distributed.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to go on tour. You got to do dates. You got to have a video. Do interviews. You've got to play, but you're not. You're probably more making money off of non-traditional, which is sell more merchandise, do more tours. You're not going to be actually making money. So for a lot of people off streaming, because it's unless you're doing billions of views, like if you're Drake or a bit of Madonna, whatever. So the royalties from streaming now is in the cents. You can have billion view and probably only make $10,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
But even still, like they say, you got so many people that are following you, but then we have an event or something like that, nobody shows up. Like crickets, it has happened before.
Wow.
So there are difference between followers and supporters.
Exactly.
And those supporters are the ones that really show up for you.
Yeah.
Because your
And of course,
supporters help pay your bills.
Yeah, and now million is nothing. You have to go like 20 million, 30 million, and is the millions or thousands, are they real? Now you got these click farms around the world. Like you said, you have these influencers. Oh, I got a 1.5 million followers. I'm gonna meet and greet, and then no one shows up.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you can make a living just off of 1,000 followers.
Yep.
It depends on how you have it structured. Even when you look at like masterminds. So masterminds are just meetings with other people who are
Yeah.
like-minded and actually trying to move things forward. And people will pay up to 100 grand just to be part of these masterminds. I've even heard more.
Mm.
So I'm actually in the process of start like in a group in a mastermind now where we thinking about even bringing people in at $100 a month just to be part of the mastermind group.
Oh wow.
But we still thinking about it. But the thing about it is though it's like, hey, we have so much value. We've done so many different things out here. Do we want to continue on to kind of just share our own bubble, or do we want to add more people,
Hmm.
grow this community?
Yeah.
And what does that look like? What does this $100 get you per month? And what does that allow you to do or be part of even further? So that's another thing you got to think about. It's like, what are those things that we can actually be part of that will continue to add value?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so masterminds are great. Like the mastermind I'm in, I call it a mastermind, even though we're not paying for it. It's just a group of us chatting.
Yeah.
But it opened up doors, opened up my mind up different possibilities, and also adding value as far as like speaking engagements, like how can
Yep.
I improve my speaking gigs and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
so many different things.
So, have you heard of Toastmaster? You remember
Yep.
Toastmaster? Yeah,
And
it's
they
kind of
sell
like the precursor to TED Talk. So got the behind the scenes kind of look. They have you get a license for TEDx, and then there's TED Talk, who licenses the TEDx to each city or town, and then TEDx. What they do is they localize their speakers. It's usually people within the town, the community, of the city, and they do an audition, and then once they pick you or interested, then they have speakers or coaches to help you either rewrite or add more content to your speeches, which I didn't know, and sometimes they almost rewrite what you want to say to help you give a better product. So I thought it was just like, hey, you just audition and you just speak. Nope, there's a whole group of people that help you to do that, because I guess 3 or 4 weeks the video will come out, and then TED Talk will pick which video works for them, and they put it on their platform, and it goes into their YouTube of like, I don't know, 7 billion views or whatever like that, and that helps either the speaker selling a book, or promoting a book, or organization or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of speakers, like they were nervous, really nervous, forgot lines, and there are some great speakers, about the guy with the cello, about the power of music. And then there's professional speakers, like that spoke, and they didn't use any visual. So it's kind of like they're just practicing, or the love of speaking, but also trying to get their feet wet. So I think you would do well in a TED Talk, or TEDx, sorry, in your local area. I don't know if there's TEDx and
Yeah, there used to be one in Baltimore. Looked like they stopped it back in 2016.
oh wow.
But I know I'm looking actually trying to see if there's one in DC, but it's just taking forever to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing in DC.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, a different topic. I mean, they got rules and all there, but it's pretty interesting. We brought a hair and makeup for them, and we're just kind of watching. They had dancers too, and
Oh, nice. Keep that
people about
spinning.
organic growing, power of foster care, blah 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 blah, mental illness and all that. And I think the most was 12 minutes, so there's a time. Some did it in like 6 minutes, some did it like 5 minutes, some took the full 15 minutes. like I said, I think it, and they limit the audience too.
Hmm.
So TED Talk will say no, you can only have 100 or 150 per event.
Which is fair, because I believe sometimes they do multiple talks in the same day, don't they?
There was one we did 27 speakers, and then there's one the other night we did 10 speakers. It all kind of depends.
Yeah.
It was
That's
called
what I'm saying.
Moxie San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, they do several of them, which is good because I mean, then you get so much content that you can post up on your YouTube channel, and after they edit and everything.
Yep. I created a lot of content for our school. My students created their own content, but they got to see behind the scenes. Pretty much is one step closer to doing a Hollywood TV show or a movie, and so it was pretty interesting. And to meet everybody, the directors and the producers and the stage hands, and how it take. They gave us a lot of food. There's a lot of food, a lot of pastries.
There you go.
Oh yeah, buffet, great. And it's all pretty much nonprofit. All the stuff that Yahoo was one of the sponsors, so it was pretty interesting. So you are doing your thing, and getting invited to do a lot of the Fin Talk and the podcast movement and all this. So it's great. Was there a time that you like forgot, like I got stuck, like, oh, what am I talking about?
Oh, during my talks? No.
Yeah.
Because I prep for those like weeks and on end for those talks. It's not like I just show up. Because that would be one, a waste of people's time, and two, an embarrassment on me. And why would people want to come back? So at least every survey that was filled out by me, like by the people who are attending, it's usually like a 95% rate.
Oh wow!
That said that they would like to have me come back or listen to me speak again.
Yeah, that's cool. I know you prepared, you'll prepare, but how long are your speeches?
I think the recent one was only like 45 minutes, but I was able to shorten it to like 20. And then prior one was about 30 minutes.
Oh, wow. Is it like you present and then you have like an answer a question at the end? Or?
Q&A, yep.
Gotcha. So part of the 20 minutes, 30 minutes is your Q&A.
Yep.
Yeah. And was there like ever a time where a question was like, just got you stumped? Like, oh man, I don't know that one.
Mm-mm. It was it was too detailed and not for that discussion. So pretty much had to talk to them offline.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, I'm glad what you're doing. I mean, you inspire me and a lot of people to do what you do. And every time you go, your podcast gets better. Every Thursday, most of the time you're going live, doing different things. Last Thursday, it went by pretty fast, maybe because I was working and listening at the same time, but yeah, that's crazy. Well, thank you guys for coming. Carla and D3 are out doing Labor Day stuff. I didn't even know it was Labor Day. I was so busy this week. And so I know Monday is a holiday for everybody. Thank you guys for so much to join us. Shaquana, she might be joining us soon. I don't know. She's supposed to be today.
Well, she said she had a bubble guts.
Oh man.
Right.
Well, hopefully she'll be back next week with us. Live and Libations, part of her podcast. Coach Anthony with About That Wallet every Thursday doing his thing. You said you had a backlog. You caught up with your backlog already?
Oh, my backlog is clear. So I'm actually looking for new guests. So if you want to come on the show, go to calendly.com/about that wallet.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Is this September 1st? Happy September, everybody. You know what that means in the Philippines?
What does that mean in the Philippines?
They're putting out the Christmas decorations right now.
Oh, wow. Really?
They call it, once the Burr months come, September, October, November, it's time for Christmas decorations to come out. So we're a very Christmas type of culture in the Philippines. We love Christmas. So it'll last a little longer in there. So anyways, happy September, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. Don't forget to check out About That Wallet every Thursday. And of course, like, share, subscribe, comment, always helps us out. Thank you guys.
Yep. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. Do us a favor and click on the like button or share our podcast. Thanks for listening. Till next time, we are Highway 54.